Hi guys, how's it going? Slight headphone disaster. Um, is why we're a little bit late starting. But anyway, I'm here. And you're welcome. Who have we got at the moment? Hi Grania. Hi Kira. How's it going? Hi Caroline. Hi Anna. How's it going? Lions. I remember those. I got to lie in until 10 past 7 this morning. Okay. Forgot to turn my mic off. You probably heard loads of string noises and such. Um, Hi Stephen, Caroline. You miss music therapy. I miss it too. This is not quite the same thing, is it? It's not the same as making music in the same room. Um, oh, the song Caroline made up. That's an interesting one. Um, can I do that at the end, Caroline? Hi Kate. Hi Terry. Um, so I'll do that at the end, Caroline, and I'll tell everyone the story of it. Um, I suppose what I need to be sure of here is that I have your permission, your consent to share it. But obviously, if you're asking me to play it, then then that's that. Now, I'm searching for it on my computer here, Caroline. What you may have to bear with me. I'm not sure that it's on this. Thank you, thank you, Caroline. I'm not sure if it's on this computer because this is a newer computer. So would you mind if we saved it for tomorrow so that people aren't watching a video of me frantically searching my computer for a file? So can we save that for tomorrow? And I'll let everyone know. I'll tell everyone the story of it. Oh, sorry, tomorrow we don't have a session tomorrow. So I'll try and dig it up for the song session today or else for Thursday. So just to let people know, Caroline wrote a lullaby on her own electric guitar that we adapted for her. And she's very proud of it. And we've shared it publicly in the past. Oh, I found it. Fantastic. Okay, so we'll save that till the end. It's a good one to play. Yeah, it's lovely. In fact, Caroline, I have to give you a lot of credit for the way I work in this session, because what it is it's a lullaby that we found out lullabies are usually played at 60 beats per minute, which is the time of the human resting heart rate, and that's why they're so soothing. That's why they're so relaxing. So we wrote a drum loop, and Caroline wrote a melody to replicate the human heartbeat, and the lullaby was written along to that. And that's basically what I do here. All my loops are played at 60 beats per minute. All my guitar echoes are at 60 beats per minute to kind of replicate that heartbeat idea. So that actually started with you, Caroline. I should have given you more credit earlier on. I've just remembered with you asking for the lullaby. So I'll play that at the end so everyone can compare and see what they think. How about that? So, but let's carry on with the session, and that can be something to look forward to for the end. So I've done my little warm up. Welcome everybody, everyone on the live chat, and everyone watching along, and everyone at home watching with you. Let's do something with some rhythm. Let's do, and like I was doing yesterday, I'm mixing styles today, percussion styles. So this is a merengue loop mixed with a guajira percussion. So if you're listening in stereo, this should be very groovy. Okay. Um. Okay. Glenn, I'm having trouble making out the last message that you sent. Um, but that's okay. Playing for me to put me to sleep. Don't forget the mic. Yeah. Thank you, Glenn. I do need people to be on the ball for me here. There's a lot to keep track of. Um, Hi Bernadette. Hi Jess. How's it going? Yes, Jess has a surprise on Friday. I thought that was going to be a secret, Jess, but that's fine. But so I do like between Caroline and Jess and everybody, everyone's mucking in to kind of uh, evolve the sessions and develop them. Okay. Dermot. Hi Sienna and Dermot. How's it going? Um, oh, Glenn, can I ask you a question? Are you using some voice recognition stuff on your messages? Seems like that sometimes. It's a good sus. Um, but yeah. And as far as the weather connection, Dermot, correlation is how does that go? Oh, I see. Yeah, you'll get the hang of it, Glenn. It's a great idea. I think that might work for other people too. Using voice recognition on your phone to type messages. Okay. How about we break out some wildlife? There you go. Yeah. Dead right, Terry. Okay. Let's see. Let's try this with some Morga. Oh no, that's a bit overwhelming. Okay. Um, Jess playing the Enable Ireland song at the end would be a great idea for the song session. Yeah, I'm loving those bird loops, Terry. I have to get some more. I have to spend some time out in my garden. I was even wondering if the bird song might be different at different times of day. Would morning song be different to the song at dusk? I have a feeling it would be. Um, yeah, so the yeah, Sean sent me a video yesterday of birds in his garden singing along to probably themselves, playing on my computer as I played along. So there was fierce competition for the spotlight in Sean and Dara's house yesterday. Um, but it sounded great. It was a great video. Um, okay. Orna and Caroline have a coffee date. Fantastic. Mint Arrow. That's a good choice. Okay. So how are we doing? We're doing all right for time. How's everybody feeling? Um. Okay. Let's do something on the solo side. Let's see if the Blackbirds have anything to say about this one. Okay. Grania is feeling happy and great, loving the weather and the music. That's fantastic. Hi to Bar and Jess from Grania. Um, I'm very pleased to hear that, Grania. Um, and Stephen says hi as well to Bar and Jess. Um, Glenn says I should hear the birds out in the morning at 6 o'clock. The blackbirds start called the dawn chorus. Glenn, if you can get a recording of that, send it along. If you can, just the voice recorder on your phone. Um, if you can get 30 seconds, anything from 30 seconds up to 3 minutes, just depends on how it's sounding and how much patience you have. You can just email it to me straight from your phone, and we can make music out of it. That's what's so pleasing about this idea for me. It's not just that the birds sound lovely, it's that it brings our worlds together. You know what I mean? Um, so Kate, I'm glad you like it. Um, and Steve, don't worry. I'm just uh, um I'm a bit on autopilot here. So I'm pairing everyone off who I know is together. Um, so Stephen and Yvonne and Tony. Um, and maybe even the young fella. Who knows? Um, okay. Shall we carry on? Let's go back to something with a beat. I have a few lined up. Um, I quite like how they sound, but um, some are better on their own than with the bird song, you know. Oh, we did those one already. Cuckoo. Very good. That would be a good one to get. That would be very rhythmic and very tuneful. Okay. Now, this is that's a tumba, that big drum there. So let's see if I can bring it down a bit. Okay. So, Bart, you and Jess are in two separate locations. I just copped that. Well, obviously, you explained it. Um, and yeah, Orna, I agree. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot more now that things have slowed down. I wonder if we'll notice that. Will the world seem very noisy and busy when things gear up again, or will we get a chance to acclimate, or will we keep things slow? You know, are there things about the way we're living now that we might make a point of keeping? Um, okay. Yeah. Yeah, Jess, your poems are quite popular, aren't they? And it's a great outlet to be able to be creative in tough times. One of the reasons I like doing this. Okay. Let's do. I think we have time for one more piece. I realize I wasn't even talking into the microphone properly there. Let's do another one with birdsong. I think there's one here that we didn't use yet between yesterday and today. See. Okay. Let's try this. Oh yeah, I like this one. I'm starting to recognize them by the tunes them now. Let's do it with the tablas. I like the tablas. Okay. Let's do it with this one. Okay, so thanks everybody for listening. Enjoy the bird song wherever you are, with or without guitar accompaniment. We'll be back at 3 for the song session. And just a quick reminder that there are no sessions tomorrow, so we'll be back on Thursday for improvisation. Heard the cuckoo while out walking a few nights ago. There we go. We have a pigeon who I keep mixing up with the cuckoo. But there we go. Okay. So I'll get on with this here, and I'll see you at 3. Okay. I realise that always stops a bit abruptly. Would you like to hear Caroline's lullaby before we finish? Um, so again, what you're going to hear is Caroline on guitar and me on guitar and a drum loop emulating a heartbeat, and some cello that I played on keyboard. And there's a little bell loop that is played by Caroline with a switch. It was going to be a vocal melody. Will I tell them about that, Caroline? It was going to be a vocal melody, but someone didn't want to sing it, so we made it a loop instead. Okay, so let me know if you can hear this. I'm pretty sure it's going through this harmony. Okay, please tell me you heard that. Otherwise, I was just staring at a screen for 2 minutes in silence. There we go, Terry. Caroline, Terry is impressed, and I hope Kate liked it too. That's from a good few years back, Caroline. That might be 8 or 9 years old, if not even more. But there we go. I know you're particularly proud of that piece. It turned out well, didn't it? Hi, Mary. How's it going? I'm glad you're well. And someone said hi to you there. Grania and Kira. Very good. Okay, and Kate liked it too. Okay, guys. That was nice. That was, again, time flew. I don't know where it went. I hope you had a good time. And I hope you'll come back for the 3 o'clock session. And if not, I'll see you on Thursday. Um, but until then, I'm going to switch over for the song stream. Excellent. Glad you liked it, Grania. Yeah, so I'm gonna switch over to the song stream, and we'll get singing. Yeah, there we go, Orna. Yeah, so she composed that on her adapted electric guitar. Yeah, I think it's a very pleasant piece of music. So there we go. Okay, so I'll be back in about 10 minutes, guys. Have your requests ready. And we'll get stuck in. I can't wait. Okay, bye, guys.